Okay, now we have understood what is the benefit of using CSS. In this video, what we are going to do, we are going to see that in action. So now, what is the things that CSS really can do for us? Or what is the things that we can change with CSS? Well, anything that has to do with the style. Okay, so anything really that has to do with the style. And the stuff that I mean with the style, for example, background colors, font size, colors, let's say shadow, borders, all these kind of stuff are really related to the style part. So we can use CSS to modify, add and delete them. So now what we are going to discuss here, it is where we should add CSS code. All right, so in order for us to really be organized and we can keep our code maintainable as much as we can, then we have to put our CSS in a different file. Now here some of you guys will be disagree with me, but for these guys who are disagree with me, first of all, I know there are three ways that we can use CSS. The first one is in the same tag, okay, where we can add the CSS part or the style for each tag individually in the same line, but that will make it really mess. And some of you guys may be thinking, hey, that we can add it on the top in the same HTML file, I mean. And that also will be a lot mess and your code will be unreadable, especially for you as a beginner. But here is the best part, which we are going to use it in and put our style in different file. So that why we are going to keep our code organized as well as readable for us and for other developers on the team. Now here is the thing, how does CSS really works? Okay, so I want to understand now I have understood up to this point. Now CSS can change the appearance of HTML and it can change things like colors, font size, background, shadow whatsoever. And also you have understood that we are gonna write our CSS code in a different file, right? But now it is time for us to move from the theory all the way to the action, right? So first of all, we have, in order for us to write some CSS code, okay, so we have this rule that we want to follow. First of all, we have to get the HTML tag that we want to style, right? So the first thing first, it is to prepare the HTML tag, and I'm gonna tell you what does these symbols mean in the next video, so keep that one here. I'm gonna leave it, but first of all, we have to prepare our HTML tag. Okay, then we have to open and close these brackets. Okay, and between these two brackets or between these color braces, in fact, we can write our CSS code, right? So the first thing first, you have to add a property name, then a colon, then the property value. Okay, and we are using the semicolon in order for us to end any line. Okay, so once again, first of all, we have to write the HTML tag that we want to style. Then between these two color braces, okay, we are gonna add the body. Okay, and first of all, we write the property name, for example, background color, then colon, then the value, for example, red. And we can use the semicolon in order for us to end our line. So in this video, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most important part that you need to understand. It is how really CSS works. So first of all, an HTML tag, then a color braces, then between these color braces, we can add property name and property value. And this here, the entire thing, we call it a block of CSS, okay, or a rule. All right, so this is a rule of CSS. A rule, essentially, it's a group of styles or properties that target one HTML tag. All right, so I'm gonna end this video right now because we have talked a lot about CSS. why we are gonna use it, what is gonna change, and where we are gonna use it. So in the next video, I'm gonna show you common CSS properties that we can deal with, and it's gonna be super easy. So see you in that one.